In this morning's Money Watch, there's unexpected good news in the housing market. The latest government report says new home sales in August jumped 20% compared to July. That's a bigger increase than expected, and also a 3-year high. So let's talk about this with CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger. Good morning, Jill.
Good morning.
Jill.
Good morning.
What's happening? All right, so what's behind this big increase?
You know, all of these builders have been offering a lot of big incentives, so that's helped. Mortgage rates have started to slide a little bit, but I also want to not be too much of a buzzkill here, but this is 1 month of data, and these can be revised, these numbers. So we're happy to have the good news, but we really need to see what happens next because new homes are only a small portion of the overall market. Most are existing homes.
What does this mean for affordability?
Well, I mean, look, affordability is still tough because we have prices which are still high. The median price of a home in the U.S. this summer, about $440,000. That's the median, okay? And although mortgage rates have come down, they're still high. We're not at 3%, we're at, 6.25%. And then you add in homeowners insurance and you add in everything else that comes with a house, it is still quite expensive to carry a home.
So if it is a good time if you're buying a home, what does it mean if you're trying to sell a home?
I think what's going to really be interesting here is, are sellers motivated? Now, we talk about mortgage rates, okay? Mortgage rates were at almost 8% 2 years ago, 7% earlier this year. Now we're at about 6.25%. We have a new survey from Bankrate that said 5% is sort of the magic number because 5% is the mortgage rate for a 30-year loan where more buyers could jump in and feel more affordable. But with a seller, imagine you're a seller, you're busting at the seams, you're a young family, you want to trade up, but you've got a 3% loan. At 5%, you might be much more willing to list your home. So I think it's really smart for people to run the numbers, but also to be aware the market's really in flux right now.
What if you're having trouble coming up with the down payment? I asked this because when I tried to buy my first home in my early 20s, I went in because I thought I can afford the mortgage. I didn't know the down payment part, and I thought, where am I supposed to get that from?
I think that is a huge...
Because it was 20%.
Yes, it was a huge hurdle then. It's a huge hurdle now because prices are so much higher. So you and I grew up in a time where we said 20% down. Yes. That's where we just had to be. Now it's more like 10% down. But if you think about a down payment at 10%, and you look at that median home, that's still $44,000. Yeah. Now, there is an interesting company that is tracking incentives. There are about 2,000 different kinds of incentives for home buyers to help with that down payment. So the name of the company is Down Payment Resources. And if you look there, you might have a little bit of a boost. A lot of people turning to families. By the way, if you're getting a loan from your families or you're getting a gift, make sure you put it down on paper. We don't want to have uncomfortable Thanksgiving and holiday meals. Loan versus gift, and also put it down on paper so that your siblings don't get a little torqued.
Yeah.
Okay.
So people don't have selective amnesia when it's time.
Exactly.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank
Jill.
you.